Hello guys and welcome. I hope that you're doing well. My name is UHDking, or I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K, and during this video I'm going to demonstrate the world's first 16K video resolution in Grid2 PC game. This is going to be the world's record 16K UHD, 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. That is 132.7 megapixels rendered per each frame in real time. I'm using today Titan RTX video card, Turing GPU architecture by Nvidia, TU102 GPU, equipped with 4,608 CUDA cores, and Intel Core i9-9900K overclocked at 5.3 GHz with 2 physical cores disabled and hyper-threading technology disabled in the BIOS, so only 6 physical cores, 6 physical threads. That will be more than enough. We want to keep your eye at the left top corner. The data verified as self-explanatory, but I'm going to talk a lot about it. Okay, the system from 2018, which is overclocked and bringing the performance of the system from 2021. Okay, the system from 2022 will be 10% faster, and system from 2023 will be around 15-17% faster. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going, guys. I'm recording today in real time. I'm using Nvidia Shadowplay that was modified and recording this video in 8K video resolution even on a Turing GPU architecture before the RTX 4000 series, before the AV1 codec. Because it was modified and hacked, my Nvidia driver is modified and hacked as well to be able to use the DSR on 8K native screen all the way to 16K DSR natively on the Turing. That not going to be DSR through the artificial intelligence, which is the version 2nd DSR by Nvidia, but it's still going to be the Turing DSR, which is pretty much going to be natively and going to show the real performance just like it was rendered natively. Keep that in mind. DSR on RTX 4000 series video cards will be it's going to be 2 different ways of DSR. The second version of the DSR will be also through the artificial intelligence, which will improve the performance, but it's not going to be DLSS. It's not going to be upscale. It's going to be rendered in 16K video resolution and then downscale the signal while it's going to send it to the cable to my 8K native screen. But it doesn't matter what it's going to send to which screen is going to send. It's still going to render 16K video resolution natively. Okay, 132.7 megapixels per each frame rendered in real time. Okay, so as you can see, Titan RTX video card right now at the stats at the left top corner running 14,000 megahertz on GDDR6 by Samsung. That means that it's running stock, and my GPU is running at stock as well by the Nvidia. I didn't overclock it yet, just decided to demonstrate the performance for you. Titan RTX running stock. This benchmark was done without Nvidia Shadowplay recording at this moment, the data that you can see. So we are going to find out exactly what will be the percentage that we're going to lose while I'm going to record in real time through the Nvidia Shadowplay. I'm coming in real time. This is going to be a single take. This is my legal version of the Grid2 PC game on Steam. Okay, as you can see, average FPS 46.92. minimum FPS 37.86, and maximum FPS 61.26. Keep in mind, this is the ultra low preset. I'm going to start with the ultra low preset, and I'm going to increase the visual presets all the way, if it will be possible, to 8 times MSA. Okay, let's go ahead and get going, guys. In the end of this video, I'm going to introduce you to my PC hardware specification within the details. I'm also going to underline it as a fact that 16K video resolution is the maximum video resolution that is possible to render in 2023 through the open source and commercial APIs, all of them. DirectX API, Vulkan API, OpenGL API, OpenCL API, CUDA API, Mantle API. No matter what API we are talking, if you're rendering 3D in real time, the 16K video resolution 4 divided by 3 aspect ratio, not the aspect ratio that I'm using today, which is 16 divided by 9, which will be 16K UHD. So pretty much this will be 16K video resolution benchmark as 16K UHD rendered in real time. Okay. My desktop is also set to 16K UHD resolution. This is very crucial, 100% scale. Okay, so this is how we're going to start. So video mode will be like this: 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. Multi-sampling will be off. Okay, the VSync will be off as well to demonstrate the maximum possible FPS. Please keep that in mind. So preset will be ultra low. We're gonna start with ultra low preset. Every time I'm going to switch the preset, I'm going to reboot the game just in case to clean the video RAM garbage collector, system RAM garbage collector, and to reinitialize the 3D surface under DirectX API. It's called 3D surface under DirectX API, sometimes called 3D world, sometimes called 3D canvas. It depends what kind of rendering 3D real-time API we are using. Okay, so let's go ahead and bench it again. As again, Titan RTX is stock. Right now is we're running including the Nvidia Shadowplay recording in real time. So you will understand what will be the percentage. But pretty much it's going to be, we're going to lose about 6-7% lost while using the Nvidia Shadowplay recording, which is amazing, excellent results. There is no other software in the world can demonstrate 8K video resolution in real time. As again, Nvidia Shadowplay is modified, hacked, and recording instead of 4K video resolution, recording 8K video resolution, because Turing GPU architecture is supporting 8K video resolution through the Nvidia Shadowplay, natively encoded through the Nvidia codec. Nvidia just didn't unlock this capability for us, but I forced it through the RAM debugger tool, and everything is hacked. I learned those type of skills through my Visual Basic 6.0 programming experience back in 2007. You can pretty much hack any application through the RAM debugger tool. As you can see, the game is amazing. This game from 2013, and it doesn't look like that. It looks like the Need for Speed, or almost the current Need for Speed. This is just unbelievable. This game is not utilizing Nvidia RTX technology, so the retracing capabilities by Nvidia, such as real-time retracing as RTX, is not utilized, but it looks like it is utilized, because look at this, retracing look like it's happening in real time, and it look like it's real retracing. So they did a good job while emulating the retracing. And I would say, guys, personally for me, as the first pioneer, the first YouTuber that showed you 16K video resolution all the way back in the end of 2015 over different YouTube channel, but over this UHDking YouTube channel I did in the beginning of 2016 on my 4 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture in Half-Life 2 PC game as first game. I would say that I don't see the benefits of the RTX technologies yet, retracing technologies yet, as 3D artist, graphics designer, software developer, game developer, because as you can see, you can emulate the retracing and get that lookish real-time retracing capabilities without the 3 times performance lost because of 3 times performance price. Because if I'm going to use the retracing, I wouldn't be able to run the Turing GPU architecture TU102 GPU by Nvidia Titan RTX video card in 16K video resolution with RTX on, even in this old school game. And all what I'm going to receive in return, just a shadow, will be at the proper angle, and that's all. And maybe a little bit more sharper retracing capabilities. Okay, so this is unbelievable. The visuals for 2013 game is unbelievable, guys. Before recording this video, which is Grid2 PC game, I did the Grid Auto Sport, and in 16K video resolution. It also will be available over the UHDking.com. And let me let you know that Grid Auto Sport was the game from 2014, but this Grid2 PC game from 2013, and this Grid2 PC game is looking much better than Grid Auto Sport from 2014. This is just unbelievable visuals. Anyways, average FPS 43.61, minimum FPS 35.65, maximum FPS 55.71. Just like I told you, 6-7% maximum we lost throughout NVIDIA Shadow Play recording. So go ahead and add, I would say, 6%, 7% of the performance in terms of the FPS to get the FPS at the left top corner every second without the NVIDIA Shadow Play recording. So remember your figures. 43.61 average FPS. So Titan RTX running stock. So right now I'm going to overclock the Titan RTX. Let me go ahead and overclock the Titan RTX real quick. Look how small my mouse cursor right there by the average FPS. It's just unbelievable. So I'm gonna bring the MSI Afterburner, and I'm going to bring the GPU-Z application. Where is that? Let me see, where is the GPU-Z application? It's just so little, guys. As you can see, I'm running in real time. Where is the GPU-Z application? And I believe the GPU-Z application is went kukununu, and it went all the way here. 1 second, guys. Today is February 5th, 2023, but this type of technologies was available to us all the way from in the end of 2018, and this is how the system that I'm using today from the end of 2018. So I closed look like the GPU-Z. So let me go ahead and open up the GPU-Z again. 1 second, guys. Please watch this video on 8K UHD. Just switch in your YouTube player to 8K UHD or to 4320p, or as minimum 4K video resolution is a must for to receive the beauty, the amazingness of 16K video resolution to render in real time and then downscale to 8K video resolution. Please watch at least in 4K UHD, but advise to watch for you in 8K UHD, guys. Okay, so I'm using the Microsoft magnifier zoom tool. The game is running windowed mode because somehow it's not runnable in the full screen. It's switching by itself to windowed mode. It's running the Ego game engine by Codemasters, which is unbelievable game engine used in Grid, Dirt, and Formula 1 PC games. So for 400% under the magnifier zoom tool, check it out, 900%, 1000% under Windows magnifier zoom tool, everything is so clear while I'm zoom in. That's indeed we're rendering 16K UHD. So keep your eye, guys, at the pixel fill rate. I'm about to overclock my Titan RTX. Is going to increase by 10 gigapixels per second. As again, this is 170 gigapixels per second rendered, and I'm assuming it's just a pixels without any algorithms to it. So it just when you loading to the GPU completely pixels, copy and paste, because if I'm going to use the algorithms maximum, I don't think that we're gonna go above 2 gigapixels per second on Titan RTX video card if I'm going to use some algorithms apply to an instruction to those pixels before we're gonna render each pixel, okay, on that GPU, and before we're going to store it into the video RAM. Textual fill rate will increase, so this comes from the GPU overclock, pixel fill rate. Textual fill rate comes also from the video RAM overclock, and bandwidth comes from the video RAM overclock. So textual fill rate will increase by 30 gigatexels per second, and bandwidth will increase by 120 gigabytes per second. Our bandwidth will increase 2 times more for free of the bandwidth additional than my DDR4 today is capable to push. And keep in mind that I'm running the fastest possible DDR4. It's 3200 megahertz, but it's CL11, not CL18, CL16, not even CL14, not even CL12, CL11. It's below 45 nanoseconds latency delay, okay? So twice I'm going to get 120 gigabytes per second, and my DDR4 is 50 gigabytes per second and its peak maximum bandwidth. So you can imagine. All right, so Titan RTX was running stock. Right now I'm going to overclock the Titan RTX plus 100 megahertz on the GPU and plus 1250 megahertz on the video RAM. But keep in mind that you're going to multiply by 2 of the output of the video RAM frequency, so it's going to be 2600 megahertz. Okay, and I'm going to have a beautiful tutorial how to overclock Titan RTX video card and RTX 2080 Ti video card. Will be available over the UHDking.com that you don't want to miss. It's going to be a beautiful tutorial, the maximum gains. Okay, I'm gonna apply that, and you want to keep your eye immediately right here. Pixel fill rate increased, like I told you, pixel fill rate increased, and bandwidth is increased. Bandwidth right now is higher than RTX 3080 video card, so we're going to be a hair faster than RTX 3080 video card, because RTX 3080 video card and pure GPU architecture, which is newer GPU architecture than Turing GPU architecture by Nvidia, is going to be a hair faster from stack to stack. But when Titan RTX is overclocked, it's faster, and RTX 3080 video card is not capable to run this benchmark because it's going to be limited to the video RAM capacity, while Titan RTX total video RAM capacity is 24 gigabyte of video RAM, which is 24,576 megabytes. All right, let me zoom out. We're gonna get jumping back into the benchmark. So 43.61 FPS. Let's start it. Let's see how if we're gonna increase that 43 FPS. So same thing, graphics benchmark, and Titan RTX is overclocked. Guys, I'm not talking too much because I like to talk. I'm trying to provide as much information as possible because this is the world's first 16K UHD in Grid2 PC game for for Grid2 PC game for those Grid fans. Okay, and this is the first data, the first point of data towards 16K UHD benchmark in Grid2 PC game, and there is a lot of fans in this game, a lot of people that having the steering wheels and pedals and still playing this game, which is an amazing game, by the way. Keep in mind, this is the lowest possible visuals, but the game is still having the reflection, the refraction, shadows. It's just unbelievable. And the great looking model from 2013. And this is the first vertex of data towards the 16K video resolution benchmark in Grid2 PC game or in any games on Turing GPU architecture, which is the first video card, gamers video card that allow us, and Nvidia technologies, and first video cards such as Titan RTX video card that allow us to play games, 99% of the games that was released in 2019 that doesn't support the RTX technology, and older games in 16K video resolution, or at least to bench them. Maybe not playable experience, but benchable experience for sure in real time as 3D render. Keep that in mind. And this is the first video card, gamers video card, that is capable. Okay, even if the quadrants before on the Volta GPU architecture was also be capable, but it was for the professional usage and was not available to the gamers, and price was like, you know, $5,000, which were unreachable. Okay, but Titan RTX is the first gamer video card that is was affordable and that makes sense, and the first vertex towards 16K UHD benchmarking in PC gaming. Okay, beautiful looking model, by the way. This game looks much better than Grid Auto Sport that was next year and was a little bit, they was claiming it's a little bit better game, but actually for me this game is much better. This game looks like the Need for Speed before the Unbound. And by the way, I purchased yesterday Need for Speed Unbound. I'm going to go ahead and do my review. I'm going to go ahead and do my benchmarks on Titan RTX video card. And Need for Speed Heat wasn't that impressive. I also tested with Titan RTX Need for Speed Heat, and I just purchased the maximum license on Need for Speed Heat. I'm also going to record 8K, 5K and 7K. Need for Speed Heat supports SLI, but it has the flickering shadows with SLI, so it's kind of not amazing support, not playable support, but at least we can bench it. Hopefully Need for Speed Unbound will support the SLI, but if not, I'm still going to bench it with the Titan RTX video card with Turing GPU architecture above 4K video resolution as well, just to receive the data for the benchmarking data, so we can compare with the future computers, future mobile devices, future video cards, future CPUs. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we improved from, look at this, wow, from 43 FPS, it's 50 FPS. We improved by 7 FPS, so pretty much we improved by, well, by about 13-15% of the boost in this particular game. So this is the highest boost that I saw through the software overclock, keep that in mind. And this is pretty much 1% of the games that's going to give you that much boost. Usually it's like 10% or like 7% of the boost through the software overclock, but over here through the software overclock we receive solid 14% of the boost. Okay, so 50 FPS average, minimum FPS 42, maximum FPS 58. Great results. So this is the lowest possible preset, ultra low. Let's go ahead and increase the visuals, guys. And the game looks amazing at ultra low visual preset. So I'm not gonna test low, I'm gonna start to the medium, and I'm going to reboot the game after we're gonna switch. You want to keep your eye at the system RAM utilization. You saw the system RAM utilization should be 13,000 megabytes, and it shouldn't go above that, so it's going to be below 14,000 megabytes. When our system RAM utilization will jump above 14,000 megabytes, that's a clear sign that we are offloading some data instead of loading the data into the video RAM after our level second cache on GPU is overloaded. We're supposed to load the data into the video RAM, but instead of that, the video RAM is overloaded, decided by Nvidia driver, and we're loading it so the game is not going to crash into the system RAM. And system RAM, as you saw, 50 gigabytes per second data bandwidth versus 800 gigabytes per second on the video RAM. So system RAM is 14 times at least slower than the video RAM, and we're gonna see it hopefully because I saw it as a reflection in Grid Auto Sport. Maybe we're gonna see it through this game, so you will understand what is the offloading data means. It's pretty much saving us from crashing the game, but it's slowing down, especially when we're going to load some crucial components from the video RAM into the system RAM. It's gonna slow down our FPS, sometimes even cut the FPS by 2. I demonstrated as a fact, as example in Grid Auto Sport. So go ahead and check it out over the UHDking.com. I also going to include it in the video comments, that benchmark over here for you to check out for the Grid fans. Okay, so medium preset, I'm not going to bench it, I'm going to go ahead and reboot the game real quick, guys. This video will be about 1 hour, but go ahead and grab yourself a favorite drink. I'm drinking tea, raspberry tea with 2 lemon. Which is the healthiest drink, but the healthiest will be just water with the 2 slices of lemon. But this is a great drink. It's a little bit more fancier. You can also go a little bit advanced fancier and put some coffee with hot chocolate, but as again, drinking too much coffee is not good for your blood. This is what I learned. It's healthy in terms of the antioxidants, but it's not great in terms of the blood. So tea with the raspberry tea with the 2 slices of lemon will be the best if you're trying to get some fancy, some taste to it. Otherwise, the water, just plain water is the best. Clean water, 2 lemon, it's going to clean your body. It's even better. Alright, so as you can see, 6 cores, not even loaded at half per each core, per each physical threads. Look at that, Steam is 4K video resolution, so you can see I can fit 16 of those Steams, which is 16 4K UHD screens to be able to fill this as array as 16K UHD, or 4 8K screens will make this 16K UHD screen, which is possible in 2023. On the Titan RTX video card, it's not possible to run 4 8K screens at 60 Hz and create a solid 16K UHD at 60 Hz, but on Titan RTX video card, which is the flagship of Turing GPU architecture, because there is no such a port. It's capable to render it in a lot of games, but there is no such a port. However, Ampere GPU architecture or ADA GPU architecture is capable, not only capable to have the ports, but capable to deliver 4 times performance, such as ADA GPU architecture RTX 4090 video card versus the Titan RTX video card, and render it array of 4 8K screens in 16K UHD array.
Okay, Alex, welcome back.
Okay, and it is possible, guys, to do so in 2023. You can pick up the 4 8K screens LG or Samsung from a Best Buy, let's say I just checked, below $1,500, one 8K screen, brand new LG or Samsung from 2021, which is great. Make sure you're picking up the 8K screen with the HDMI 2.1 port. Okay, support, so it's going to support HDMI 2.0 as well, but it's going to support 8K at 60 Hz for sure. It's going to support 8K at 120 Hz, even if screen going to support 8K 60 Hz, but just in case, it's going to support the port capabilities. And you can, it's 85 inches, 8K screen at the Best Buy. Samsung or LG costs $1,500 and below, and 4 of them will cost you with the taxes below $8,000, and you can build up an array 16K UHD in 2023 below $8,000 with over 300 inches real estate of the screens. It's just unbelievable experience, guys. It's going to be immersive experience that you don't want to miss. Okay, this is, I highly advising you on the EIDA GPU architecture. Start buy yourself EIDA video card, wait for the Titan EIDA with 48 GB of video RAM or RTX 4090 Ti. Hopefully it's going to feature 48 GB of video RAM, and get yourself 4 8K screens from 2021 and 85 inches and build up on the wall 320 inches array 16K UHD and sit like 2 meters away. It's experience like unbelievable, guys. Nothing that you saw before. Okay, so medium preset. Let's go ahead and bench it. I'm going to go ahead and start benching. Look like I'm gotta do 2 in 1. As again, I'm coming in real time. This is going to be a single take. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm just going to upload it the way it is. It's 100 megabit per second bitrate, video bitrate. So if the video will be 1 hour, I think the video file size will be like 80-100 gigabytes video file size. Okay, but I'm going to upload it the way it is. Go ahead and watch it at 8K UHD 4320p, and you're going to enjoy. Look at this at medium now. It's just unbelievable. It's already on another level. We have a beautiful reflection, much detailed, much higher resolution on the glass now, not only on the paint but on the glass. Guys, this visuals looks like Need for Speed Heat, let me tell you. It just looks like that. I don't see the difference. However, Need for Speed Heat runs in 4K video resolution on Titan RTX video card. It runs like 42, 45 FPS when Titan RTX is overclocked on single Titan RTX. It supports the 2 Titan RTXs in SLI or any video cards by Nvidia in SLI because it supports DirectX 11 API if you're going to switch to DirectX 11 API. However, it has the flickering shaders. Okay, so it's not playable. I mean, you can record the video is not going to show that it has the flickering shaders, but the experience is flickering shaders. Maybe I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Probably going to demonstrate it for you. Look in the center of that screen, my mouse cursor right there. Look how small it is. This is unbelievable. Let me move it. Let me move it to the data, the world data. See that? To the world data. Move my mouse cursor. So let's go ahead and have a look, guys. By the way, I really like the artist, 3D artist in this Grid2 PC game, and the visuals in Grid2 PC game looks much better as again than Grid Auto Sport. And that game from 2014 running EGA 3 game engine by Codemasters, and this one I believe probably EGA 3 also game engine, or maybe even the older game engine, but the visuals and everything is much better, and they were claiming that Grid Auto Nation is much better visual game, but doesn't look like that. I really like this one. In Grid Auto Nation, when you're hitting the car, it's creating the door texture on it. Let's see if it's going to create that over here. Keep in mind that EGA game engine, I already mentioned that, but just in case, is running third PC games as well. It's in their company game engine. They're not using Unreal, they're not using Crytek, CryEngine, they're not using the Unity, they're using their own in-game, in-house made game engine. And it's running Grid, Dirt, and Formula 1. And I really like the Dirt 2 and Dirt 3, especially Dirt 2 visuals. It's very old game, but it's just unbelievable visuals, guys. So I don't see the benefits yet of the ray tracing. It's just slowing down the FPS, but Yeah, the shadows, and a little bit better reflection. But you can mimic the ray tracing capabilities, as you can see on this game, and the FPS is crazy. And you can run already 16K video resolution with RTX 4090 video card. We're gonna deliver 4 times more performance, at least. An RTX 4090 video card, 80 GPU architecture by Nvidia, is not full AD 102 GPU. Keep that in mind. Anyways, average FPS 35, minimum FPS 29, maximum FPS 41. So 35 FPS at medium preset. Great experience, still playable FPS, not comfy playable, but still playable, and of course benchable FPS. And I can play it like this as old school gamer, especially with the gamepad for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and switch now to high, and then I'm gonna do the ultra, and then we're gonna do completely ultra. Is not going to be completely maxed out. We're gonna max out ultra completely. It's going to be custom, and then I'm gonna start applying the anti-aliasing. I'm going to go ahead and reboot the game as again, just in case. Beautiful game, guys. They asking for Grid2 PC game, like about 20 bucks, and right now for this old school game, and they're asking for a Grid Auto Sport PC game, $40 in 2023, and I can see why. But I would ask for Grid 2 PC game actually 40 bucks, because it's much better looking game than even the Grid Auto Sport. I think the Grid 2 PC game is looking just like Need for Speed Heat, because Need for Speed 2015, which is my favorite so far, Need for Speed, but I didn't play the Need for Speed Unbound. But I saw a lot of cartoonies, but I purchased the license. I purchased the license for 25 bucks, Need for Speed Unbound, so I'm gonna try it. But it's standard edition though. But still great. I purchased it just right after the New Year holiday. Just when it was introduced and it was on crazy sale. I was so lucky. And I'm going to record that video for you guys over the UHDking.com, so you don't want to miss that. I really in love with Grid 2 PC game. It's just unbelievable. But Grid Auto Sport is runnable already on iOS devices and Android devices, which is mobile devices such as phones and iPads and tablets.
Okay, Alex. You've got some hard work ahead of you.
And this one could be runnable as well, but visuals will be unbelievable if this will be the game. I don't see the reason why they're not introduced this game as well. They should. That's why, guys, I'm testing the Grid, especially Grid Auto Sport, because I'm going to test it on mobile devices, and already tested Grid 2 and Grid Auto Sport in all kind of different devices, all kind of different video cards, such as Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture, Radeon R9 290s, Radeon Pro Duos, that was equivalent with 2 AMD Radeon GPUs on one single video card. And it's nice to compare, and in the video comments of this video I'm going to put those videos for you that's going to be related to these benchmarks to check out. If you're a Grid fan, you want to check out, especially on 3 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture in SLI, and 4 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture in SLI, and 2 Radeon Pro Duos with total of output of 4 Radeon Fuji XT GPUs in Crossfire. It's going to be crazy benchmarks in 4K video resolution, in 8K video resolution, but it was not possible to bench it even in 16K video resolution because the video RAM limitation. Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture was featuring only 12 GB of video RAM. Versus the Turing GPU architecture, and Turing GPU architecture, since Pascal GPU architecture, which is Titan XP, has better texture compression ratio, like 1.3 times, by about 25% less VRAM utilization for the same renderable image versus the Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture. But AMD Radeons will be using 30% less video RAM as minimum, guys, to render the same resolution. Keep that in mind, because AMD has much better software and hardware texture compression capabilities and using 30% less video RAM. Okay. Look at this, almost 16,000 megabytes of our video RAM utilization. As you can see, system RAM utilization below 14,000 megabytes, so which is 14 gigabytes. So when system RAM utilization will reach above 14 gigabytes, that's a clear sign that we are offloading some data from the video RAM into the system RAM, so we don't have the healthy video RAM utilization. Right now, the video RAM utilization is healthy. The GPU utilization 99%, exactly how we want to have it. That means that we are utilizing 4600 CUDA cores completely during GPU architecture CUDA cores, and the difference, the revision of the CUDA cores by Nvidia will be difference in the level 1 cache that shared on on each streaming multiprocessor units that has limited amount of CUDA cores, which is even split, and getting access to level 1 GPU cache, and then level 2 GPU cache is shared on all the CUDA cores, and on during GPU architecture is going to be 6 megabytes, while on the ADA GPU architecture such as RTX 4090 video card, it's going to be 72 megabytes of the level 2nd cache that could be shared on all the CUDA cores, but it's not the full 8102 GPU. Full 8102 GPU can utilize 96 megabytes of level 2nd cache, and hopefully it's going to be Titan ADA, and will be featured with a 48 gigabyte of video RAM, GDDR6X, which from stock will be 1000 gigabytes per second bandwidth or 1 terabyte per second bandwidth, and can be overclocked further to 1200 gigabytes per second bandwidth. Okay, and yeah, I cannot wait to place my arm and test the RTX 4000 series video cards in the GPU architecture, guys. RTX 3090, RTX 3090 Ti, and RTX 4090, and hopefully RTX 4090 Ti or Titan ADA video card. Alright guys, average FPS 29, almost 30 FPS. Without the recording is going to be solid 30, above 30 FPS, like 32, 33. Minimum FPS 26, maximum FPS 35. Great result. This is the high preset, almost the maximum visuals. Let's go ahead and switch to ultra, and I'm gonna reboot, but still not the maximum visual preset. Keep that in mind. Ultra is not the maximum visual preset. I'm going to reboot, and then we're gonna switch to maximum. Everything will be maxed out, and then I'm going to start maxing out on the anti-aliasing methods, MSA. The reason why I'm doing that, I just want to demonstrate you the maximum video RAM utilization. If I'm not mistaken, that EGA game engine that powering the Grid, Dirt, and Formula 1 racing games, video games, are FPS kept limited and all the way to 200 or 300 FPS. I think it's 200 FPS maximum can be rendered, or 300 FPS maximum can be rendered. That's why most likely I'm not going to show you 4K video resolution if this will be the case on the Turing GPU architecture, if I'm going to get to that limitation, because there is no way for me to do that. I'm going to find out if there is a cap, because what's the point? Because the impure GPU architecture will be limited to the FPS, and either GPU architecture will be limited to same 200 FPS limit, and at that resolution, which is 4K video resolution, there is no point to test it. But I'm going to show you on EDA and impure GPU architecture, I'm going to show you guys 16K video resolution for sure, and hopefully 8K video resolution as well, if there is no FPS cap, and 12K video resolution. That will be 3 8K screens in vertical mode. Keep that in mind. Okay, so I just woke up, guys. It's 9 a.m. and decided to go ahead and, without even grabbing a breakfast, record for you great stuff. I just finished, by the way. Before this video I did the Grid Auto Sport, so I woke up like at 6 a.m. actually. Okay, I already recorded. This is going to be my third video for you in 16K video resolution that you don't want to miss. So ultra preset graphics benchmark, this type of background that using the game engine is, it reminds me a little bit of Tomb Raider. I'm not sure if it's reminded to you or not. But Ultra preset, let's go ahead and have a look. Titan RTX is overclock while recording with Nvidia Shadowplay. So you gotta add, I would say, healthy 7% of the FPS to the FPS counter to get the FPS without Nvidia Shadowplay recording. Let's go ahead and have a look. Ultra preset, not still maxed out, could be a little bit maxed out a little bit more, which is advanced ambient occlusion, I believe, should be enabled. Oh my god, look at this, the paint, reflection and the paint, like real reflection. We are reflecting the 3D objects, 3D parameters on the 3D scene, as you can see. By the way guys, I did a beautiful tutorial. I'm developing my own CPU ray tracing. It's going to be UHDking's ray tracing CPU benchmark. That's going to be only for the CPUs, and hopefully it's going to be popular like 3D Mark, Future Mark, and going to be popular throughout the PC hardware enthusiasts, PC overclockers. And I'm using the AI, artificial intelligence, chat GPT, and I created I'm trying to do it as transparent process, and I created the tutorials of the research. Now I'm going to, it's like 4 parts that you don't want to miss. You're going to learn a lot about 3D, real-time rendering, ray tracing, PC hardware. Go ahead and watch that. It's going to be multiple parts, no matter what kind of industry you are, graphics designer, game developer, gamer, a PC hardware enthusiast, PC overclocker, 3D artist, a lot of information, software developer, a lot of information will be shared with you. Next steps will be the development steps. So I've done the researches with the AI, artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT. I'm going to also demonstrate you how to use the AI. Look how beautiful the reflection and the maps, reflection maps are high quality. Look at this, the video RAM utilization is almost 17,000 megabytes, which is 17 gigabytes. The system RAM utilization is still below 14 gigabytes or 14,000 megabytes. Okay, the latency delay in ms, milliseconds, the lower is better. It's a latency delay as again between the hardware and the software. Hardware will be CPU, system RAM, GPU, video RAM, and then the software, Windows 10 Professional Operating System in our case, Nvidia driver, Eager game engine, and DirectX 11 API. Before each frame is rendered right now 60 milliseconds, but it's going to improve. It's going to slow down a lot while I'm going to increase the anti-aliasing. Right now anti-aliasing is 0, it's off. FPS is pretty low though, but if this game supports, I believe the Grid2 PC game supports the SLI, because Grid Other Nations support, Other Sports supports SLI. And if the Grid2 PC game supports SLI, I believe it supports Crossfire and SLI. If it will support SLI, then I'm going to show you Grid2 PC game in 16K video resolution, but on 2 Titan RTXs and SLI, and FPS should improve by 1.8 times, while it's not going to be 2 times, because I cannot run 2 Titan RTXs while using the stock air cooler with dual fans in SLI, because it's going to overheat. The first video card closer to the CPU will overheat and hot air pocket, and it's impossible. It's going to thermal throttle itself, so I'm not going to overclock. That's why it's not going to be 2x, because Titan RTX right now is overclocked, but it's going to be 1.8 times. So hopefully it's going to deliver right now at ultra preset, still playable 30 FPS or a little bit above 30 FPS experience. But we're going to find out, as again, if it's going to support the SLI. I'm going to upload the SLI to Titan RTXs and SLI over the UHDking.com. Go ahead and check it out, or over the 15360 times 8640.com website. UHDking's website dedicated to 16K UHD videos, games, and all kind of 16K UHD features in the future, because you're watching right now 2027, guys. Anyways, average FPS 16, which without the recording will be like 18, minimum FPS 12, maximum FPS 20. So if 2 Titan RTXs will be supported in SLI, I would say we will show here 28-30 FPS, okay, on average. But we are going to find out, as again. So alright, so we saw that. Let's go ahead and advance the quality settings, because ultra preset is not completely maxed out. So I'm going to max it out completely. So soft ambient occlusion, just like in the Grid Other Sport, same deal. And I believe that Grid Other Sport is using the same game engine, which is Eager 3, and pretty much the same deal. the same game. However, the Grid2 PC game looks much better than Grid Autosport to my taste, and especially when it comes to 3D models, 3D meshes, 3D primitives of those 3D models of the cars. They're much more defined to my taste as 3D artists. They use much better 3D artists, I would say. Or if it was the same team, somehow I think the 3D models in Grid2 PC game, which is the older PC game, has more polygons count in 3D meshes or 3D triangles. Depends on the game engine. You can call it polygons or 3D triangles. So alright, so let's go ahead. We maxed out the soft ambient occlusion. I'm going to go ahead and quit the game, and we're going to test it one more time. So it was 19. Let's go ahead and quit the game and test it again, and then include the anti-aliasing. Somehow this game actually also shows lower FPS. This Grid2 PC game shows lower FPS than Grid Autosport, and that game is newer. And that's why I think, because this game looks much better than Grid Autosport. Let me know, guys, in comments below which one you like the best if you're Grid fan. And I know there is a lot of fans still playing this game with the steering wheels and such and pedals, and I don't blame them. The game looks beautiful. By the way, this game can be runnable on any computer sold in 2023, on any laptop, any computer, without the video card. You can play on the integrated GPU on your Intel CPU or on the AMD CPU at 1080p above 60 FPS experience. You're gonna enjoy. So this is a great game. If you have this game below $10, great game to buy and enjoy. This is straightly like a single player game. You're gonna enjoy it a lot. But you can play online in Grid 2 as well, but most likely there is not too many players. But you can play with the friends if you're gonna pick up a couple copies for you and for them. And this again doesn't require a computer. You can play this on any $300, $400 computer, AMD or Intel. If you're gonna pick up like open box from Best Buy in 2023, $300, $400 computer is gonna play this game 1080p above 60 FPS, solid experience, maxed out. You're gonna enjoy. Alright, options, and let's go ahead and execute that. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys. I'm losing my voice, and also AI is removing some noise. I'm sitting in my computer lab, and I'm having multiple servers. It's kind of noisy here, a lot of fan noises and artificial intelligence, but I'm using CPU artificial intelligence. It's removing the noise from my microphone voice, and it could disturb my voice a little bit, but there is nothing wrong with my voice. Please keep that in mind. But I'm using the CPU noise removal through the artificial intelligence, which may be limiting us by 1 FPS while doing that. I'm not using the GPU artificial noise removal from my microphone, which is a great tool such as Nvidia RTX voice, but it consumes about 10% of the CUDA cores and is going to lower the FPS, so I'm not using it. Let me move the mouse cursor right here to the data again. Check it out how small my mouse cursor. Gosh, look how beautiful it's look. It's lookish like a Need for Speed Heat that was released in 2019. It just looks like that, guys. The car rendering, the amount of polygons in the car, it's not so squarish, it's unbelievable. And this is the game from 2013, and you can recognize the cars, and it's almost like photorealistic. And keep in mind, this is the original game without any mods. You can improve this game with the mods. This game is Grid 2 and Grid Autosport has a lot of mods, and you can improve the visuals to another level. And also it's a great opportunity for the young graphics designer, to the artist. If you want to try yourself, you can improve it to your modes. You can develop a modes. This is great opportunities for you, and you can actually create this game just lookish like a Need for Speed Unbound that was released in 2022. You could do it, or I think it was released in the beginning of 2023. I got it in 2023. And as again, I got a good deal for 24 bucks, a little bit below 25 bucks. It's a standard version though, but it's a great deal. So I'm going to record the guys for you. I'm gonna release my critics as well as 3D artist, 3D animator, graphics designer, game developer, software developer. Guys, I'm going to develop my own mobile games in the future over the UHDking.com. So you're watching unique and a great content YouTube channel. You want to subscribe, smash that like button, support me, guys. I'm running on my own expenses and my own time, money, and pocket. So support me, visit my sponsors. A lot of giveaways over my software. I give away a lot of games. If you're going to support me watching my sponsors, I'm going to collect those pennies. I'm also going to give away my hardware as well to you guys. So support me, and I'm the real deal, guys. Okay, I'm all about honesty, and this is the real 16K UHD. I'm the pioneer, the first YouTuber, as again, that did cut strike 1.6 on my Radeon R9 290s. All the way back in 2015 over different YouTube channel. I deleted those YouTube channel, but a lot of people knows about that YouTube channel. But this UHDking YouTube channel introduced to you 16K gameplay, 16K benchmark in PC games in 2016 in Half-Life 2 PC game on my 4 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture as the first game over this YouTube channel. So I'm the pioneer. I did it before the Linus, 6 months before him. Even if he claimed that his video was the first 16K video resolution experience, but then he removed that because he realized, because he tested the games that I did, but he never gave me a credit over his videos. Such a shame, but you know, it is what it is. I'm the pioneer. I'm the first YouTuber. Keep that in mind. UHDking. I play 4K, AK. I play 8K, AK. I play 16K. Now you know exactly why UHDking. So average FPS 15, so we decreased by 3 FPS. So that ambient occlusion is taxing a lot in Turing GPU architecture. It used to like anti-aliasing was taxing a lot on the Maxwell GPU architecture. Pascal fixed that. Turing completely fixed that. Anti-aliasing, even MSAA methods, which is very heavy anti-aliasing method, is like nothing for Turing GPU architecture. Either will Turing like there is none anti-aliasing, but ambient occlusion in Turing GPU architecture is still taxing a solid above 15%, sometimes even 15%, keep that in mind, and sometimes even above. It depends what kind of games. So as again, average FPS 15, without the recording will be 16, minimum FPS 12, and maximum FPS 19 without the recording will be 20. So I would say 2 Titan RTXs and SLI even running stock should show like 28, 30 FPS average, but we are going to find out. Now I'm going to start improving the visual preset by increasing the anti-aliasing. I'm going to skip on the CMAA, it's kind of late. Turing will chew it like nothing. I'm going to start with 2 times MSAA, okay? 2 times MSAA. Let's go ahead and start it with that. And if we're not going to overload our video RAM, I'm going to 4 times MSA, and I believe the 8 times MSA is the maximum anti-aliasing method in this Grid2 PC game, just like it was in the Grid Auto Sport, but we're going to find out. Let me real quick go ahead and reboot the game engine. As again, while I'm doing that, I'm just reinitializing the 3D surface that 3D game engine is using, that EGA game engine by Codemasters, and cleaning the video RAM garbage collector, system RAM garbage collector, and garbage collector for all the resources of the game engine, just in case. But I believe it's not necessary for this particular game, but just in case, especially for those naysayers, just to piss them off. So I'm doing everything correctly, just like a professional, just like a godlike. Guys, hopefully you're enjoying a lot of information provided to you, and even if you cannot afford the future, as again you are watching 2027, but at least you can see the vector and the vertices in that data and where we are approaching. You can see the direction of the 16K UHD gaming. And yeah, 2027 will be available broadly, but in 2025 already enthusiasts will be using it heavily, and enthusiasts will be using it heavily in 2023, as again, as I told you, 4 8K 60 Hz screens, get them at 85 inches and build 320-inch array true 16K UHD 60 Hertz, and you can do it with either GPU architecture. I think RTX 4090 video card will be Gucci, but as again 24 GB of video RAM, same video RAM capacity as Titan RTX, probably not going to be good enough. Wait for Titan AIDA or RTX 4090 Ti. This is why I'm waiting, guys. And 48 GB will be featured,
Okay, Alex.
GDDR6X, and it's going to be 1 TB per second data bandwidth at stock without any overclock, and hopefully you can overclock it to 1200 gigabytes per second or 1.2 terabyte per second, which will be almost double as Turing GPU architecture bandwidth of GDDR6. Keep in mind, guys, that full AIDA GPU architecture is featuring 2 terabyte per second video RAM data bandwidth, but it's not even on the Quadros. Keep that in mind. This is what John Carmack stated over his Twitter. I'm following him a lot, but it's not even Quadro. Quadro will be 1 terabyte per second, just like RTX 4090. But Quadro will be using the error checking video RAM versus the RTX 4090 video card doesn't have that ability. Just like Turing GPU architecture and Quadro RTX 6000 and RTX 8000 video cards on Turing, same deal, using the error checking, while the on the Quadros, while the Turing GPU architecture such as Titan RTX video card, same GPU TU102, but not featuring the video RAM that has capability to check the errors. It's like, guys, it's like for the labs when you don't want to have any drop frame. Like Turing GPU architecture, we saw it through my 16K video resolution. When it's overloading the video RAM, sometimes it's rendering black screen, and that means that it's dropping some frames. It's not going to happen if there is some errors going on. It's not going to happen on the Quadros because it's going to have the error checking capabilities on the video RAM, and it's not going to show you the black screens. Keep that in mind. And that's why the people are paying double, sometimes even triple for Quadros, those computer scientists in the labs, because they don't want to have those errors, like going to be resulting as a reflection of the frame drops, or if it's rendering capabilities, or if it's doing some data computing through the machine learning, it's going to drop some data, and it doesn't want to do it, missing some data through the errors. Hopefully, guys, I explained the difference between the Quadros and regular video cards, gamers video cards. There is nothing else make them professional. Keep that in mind. Everything else the same GPU, same capabilities, but only the exception will be in video RAM. And on Quadros receiving more video RAM capacities about a year or 2 years or generation earlier than the gamers generation of the video cards. I really like the 3D models in this Grid2 PC game. It's just unbelievable. Guys, the video RAM utilization 20 gigabytes already, almost 21 gigabytes. So it's above 20,000 megabytes of video RAM utilization. The system RAM utilization is still below 14,000 megabytes, which is 14 gigabytes. So I'm assuming that there's still healthy video RAM utilization. But what I find out that after 20,000 megabytes of video RAM load, or over 20 gigabytes of video RAM load, the video driver is already start kicking some and offloading some video RAM into the system RAM. That is not necessarily decided by the Nvidia driver, but it's doing that. And I believe when it's loaded by the 90% of the video RAM capacity, this is when it starts doing this. This is what I learned, and this is what I believe. And I think it's 90%. When it's loading 90%, then it's not waiting till another 10% will be loaded. It's already predicting and offloading some unnecessary data from a video RAM into the system RAM just to avoid that crash, because it doesn't know when it's going to load the purely 100%. It cannot predict it within the details. So it's kind of predicting it, and I think it's doing it after 90% load on the video RAM capacity. This is how I would do it as software developer, and I think this is how NVIDIA engineers are doing it as well. Still below 22,000 gigabytes of video RAM utilization. As again, AMD over here probably with 16 gigabytes of video RAM will be Gucci. Keep that in mind, because they're using 30% less of the video RAM due to that PC hardware, and software capabilities on AMD Radeons is much better when it comes to texture compression. So alright, average FPS 15, minimum FPS 12, maximum FPS 17. So we lowered by the maximum FPS, as you can see. 2 times MSAA is like nothing. And you would say the MSAA doesn't work. It is working, guys. It's just nothing for tuning GPU architecture. You're gonna see we're gonna drop the FPS in 4 times MSAA, especially in 8 times MSAA. You're gonna see it a lot. It is working even under 16K video resolution, believe me. Okay, so let's go ahead and reboot the game. Okay, now we can see some slowdowns. Look at that video RAM utilization. I just saw real quick it was 23,000, above 23,000 megabytes video RAM utilization, and system RAM, and then the system RAM jump over 14,000 megabytes, which is received the offload while it's decrease the load on the video RAM. So now the video RAM is still below 20,000 megabytes, but the system RAM utilization above 14,000 megabytes. So my theory is exactly, guys, what it is. So let's go ahead and exit the game engine and restart the game, just in case. But as again, for this game it's not necessary to do that, but I just want to do it to piss the haters, because everything will be done just like a pro. They're gonna be pissed that I'm talking too much, because I'm providing so much information. They don't want you to hear that. They want you to be just as losers as they are. They want you to limit your capabilities, your knowledge. This is just unbelievable, guys. And this is all of those snowflakes, the new generation of people. You don't want to be like that. You always want to improve. You always want to learn new things. You always want to dedicate your life, even you're going to be very old, to the knowledge, to learning new things, because this is why and when you're not going to be depressed, because you're getting depressed when you're not doing that. That's why those people are depressed by themselves, by their actions. And if you're going to be busy, if you're going to learn new things constantly every single day, you will be never depressed, guys. I was never depressed in my life so far, unless maybe something will happen to you like very badly. But a lot of people are depressed because of nothing, and if you don't want to be depressed because of nothing, you want to constantly be on learning curve, constantly getting some new knowledge, practice that knowledge, and try to innovate, try to bring some value in this world to the community and to yourself, and improve this world, starting with you, guys. Okay, so alright, so let's go ahead and have a look. 4x MSAA, let's double check. It should be no problem. Yep, 15,260 by 8,640. Beautiful custom preset, which is maximum visual preset, ultra plus advanced soft ambient occlusion. Let's go ahead and run the test. Video RAM utilization before even the game is loaded, 23,000 megabytes or 23 gigabytes, a little bit above that. System RAM utilization is increasing, and you're gonna see it's gonna increase way above 14,000 megabytes, because I believe that we are already offloading a lot of data into the system RAM, but we're going to find out. Let's go ahead and load the 3D scene. Look how beautiful everything is. Even if you don't need to have any anti-aliasing in 16K video resolution, but how beautiful it is, guys. Every single pixel is rendered on that vehicle. The texture on that vehicle, while you're running 4K video resolution, will be not even 1080p by 1080p. But there is no such a texture like that. It's going to be 1024 by 1024, but I believe it's even below than that. So when you're running 4K video resolution, but I believe the texture on that vehicle will be 2048 pixels by 2048 pixels, because the game was released in 2013. And to be able to utilize full amount of pixels, all the textures, you want to run at least 8K video resolution. But I believe even at 8K video resolution, we are not going to utilize every single detail of the textures. Every single pixels is not going to be loaded. So under 16K video resolution, I'm confident that we're loading every single pixels out of those textures, guys. But as again, this is the original game, Grid2 PC game on Steam in 2023, which will be the same as it was in 2013, but you can improve through the modes and bring it to another level. And through the modes, you're going to increase in terms of the video utilization, 4K video textures. What I learned in Quake 3 PC game while I'm creating my cinematic mode. By the way, guys, I'm going to release my own modes in Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3 PC games, cinematic modes, and Stalker Call of Pripyat PC game. It's going to be cinematic modes with the help of artificial intelligence. I'm going to improve the visuals to another visual quality, to another visual. I'm going to increase the visual settings to another unheard of graphics, guys, in those type of games through my cinematic modes. Go ahead and check out the moddb.com, my official webpage for that, by UHDking cinematic modes for Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3 PC games, and Stalker Call of Pripyat for artistic bites. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be freeware. Look how beautiful, guys, this is the real retracing, and look how sharp it is. The textures of the retracing is unbelievable. 10 FPS, still healthy video RAM utilization and healthy system RAM utilization. Wow. So this actually, the video RAM utilization at 4x is healthy. Alright. And still above 10 FPS average. But even 2 Titan RTXs cannot handle this to create this as playable experience. But as again, even the RTX 4090 video card is capable to deliver a playable experience, because it's going to be 4x of the FPS, so it's going to be above 30 FPS average if the GPU will be utilized at 100% just or 99%, just like we are utilizing the Turing GPU architecture. And I'm sure we're going to utilize the GPU at 100% under this resolution. Anyways, average FPS 14, minimum FPS 12, maximum FPS 17. Great result, guys, great result. So let's go ahead and do the last anti-aliasing method before we're going to talk about my PC hardware specification within the details. And I'm going to show you as a fact that 16K video resolution is the maximum renderable resolution for all kind of 3D rendering real-time APIs, such as commercial or open source, such as DirectX, Vulkan, OpenGL, OpenCL, Mantle, CUDA, all kind of API. So 8 times MSA, 16K UHD, 132.7 megapixels rendered in real time. Smash the escape button, taking 3 seconds, 4 seconds to apply the settings. Look at the system RAM utilization, above 16 gigabytes. I just saw above 16,000 megabytes. So even in menu, because the menu based on the game engine, we offloaded a lot of data from video RAM into the system RAM. So most likely we're not going to deliver healthy video RAM utilization, and you're going to find out what it is on the fact, what it is when it happens, which is great experience for you to know as a PC gamer or as a game developer. No matter what kind of angle you're going to look at my videos, guys, a lot of value is again provided to you. So don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy. My videos are so as informative as possible, as you can tell. I'm not one of those copycats repeating each other. Some copycats not even understanding what they're talking about. Over here, everything is, I realize about every single information before I'm sharing with you. Make sure it's correct. Okay. 18,000 megabyte system RAM utilization, not even rendered 3D scene with all the 3D meshes and 3D cars, 3D models, all the textures here. Check it out. I just saw over 18,000 megabyte system RAM utilization. Clear sign that we offloaded a lot of data from a video RAM into the system RAM. And I believe it's not offloading, it's just GPU is skipping to load the data into the video RAM and just loading directly into the system RAM when the level second cache is overloaded. And on Turing GPU architecture, it's only 6 megabytes level second cache. It's all shared on all the 4608 CUDA cores, while 72 megabytes on the EDA GPU architecture, which is not full EDA, because the full ED102 will be GPU by Nvidia will be featuring 96 megabytes of level second cache, and it's going to feature over 18,000 CUDA cores in the GPU architecture versus 16,000 CUDA cores, 16,364
Okay, Alex.
on the RTX 4090
race
video card,
calendar
which
and
is
see about getting a
same
win.
EDA, but kind of not full ED102 GPU by Nvidia. Alright guys, we are here. Let's go ahead and have a look. I think Steam is like, wow, this guy is the first YouTuber that's running that crazy 16K video resolution in all kind of games, because they're receiving the data. They're like, this guy is something. So 8x 15,360 by 8,640 maximum visuals. As again, this is the maximum visual preset in this game on a 16K video resolution ever, and the first world record, as again, that was uploaded to YouTube, and it was uploaded to YouTube in February 5th, 2023, but this type of technology was available in the December 2018, but as again, nobody showed it to you guys because the copycats doesn't know how I'm doing that. They doesn't know how to hack the Nvidia drivers. They don't know, but they can do it now, guys. They're gonna listen to me and they're gonna build up the 4 8K screens, and they're gonna go ahead and do it 85-inch per screen, guys. Build up the 320-inch array, and when you're gonna invite your friends, they're gonna be impressed. Like, they're gonna see the whole wall of the screens. They're gonna sit down, play the games, and they're gonna visit you again and again. And remember, told them, UHDking, that guy, the pioneer that did the first 16K UHD gameplay, 16K UHD benchmark, 16K UHD or 16K video resolution gameplays on YouTube, told me to do that, and it's below 8K United States dollars, below $8,000 investment. Totally worth it, guys. You're gonna keep that 320-inch screen, 16K UHD arrays out of the 4 8K screens all the way till 2027. Believe me. Get yourself though with HDMI 2.1. Okay, because not all HDMI 2.0 supports 8K 60 Hz. HDMI 2.0B is only supports 60 Hz at 8K. But if you want to run the HDR in 8K, you better get yourself HDMI 2.1. But as again, it depends what kind of screen you're gonna get. But you can get a solid, beautiful screen, LG or Samsung, just from a Best Buy, and below $1,500. 85-inch, guys. Do not get those 4K trash. They were promoting 1080p. They were promoting a lot 1440p at 600 Hz now. That right now they stopped doing that. Now they're promoting that all kind of expensive 4K screens. Skip on those. If you cannot tell the difference while just watch my videos on 8K UHD screen versus 4K UHD screen, watch my videos, you're gonna be able to tell. It's only the reason you wearing the glasses. Most of those dudes are saying that, wearing the glasses, or you playing the videos on those screens that is not 8K native. Watch my videos in 8K native and you will be able to see the difference, okay? But make sure to switch in YouTube player 8K UHD 4320p on 8K screen, and while comparing it with 4K UHD, no matter what fancy technology you're using on that 4K UHD, but make sure that 4K UHD switch it to 2160p. Do not switch it to 4320p. Do not upscale, okay? And you're gonna see the difference. Anyways, guys, the video RAM utilization was still healthy below 24,000 megabytes, and the system RAM utilization never increased even to 16,000 megabytes. So there is some magic going on over here. We completely pass this game, while the Grid Auto Sport from 2014, the year after this game was released, was offloading the video RAM like crazy into the system RAM and was lagging as well. This one wasn't, and this one was delivering better visuals, but this was released in 2013, so I have doubts while they were saying the Grid Auto Sport is better game. This is the better game to my taste. I really like this one better. Average FPS 13.67, so indeed you can see that we decrease our FPS from 19 to 13, so anti-aliasing is working. Minimum FPS 12, maximum FPS 1666. Wow. Alright, so we're done here. Completely done here. Maxed out. Cannot wait to test on 2 Titan RTXs and SLI. If it's going to support the SLI, I'm going to demonstrate it over the UHDking.com or over the 15,360 times 8640.com, my website dedicated to 16K UHD videos, and that was rendered natively in that resolution, and not recorded but rendered natively, and all kind of information about that type of technology, and that you don't want to miss. You want to subscribe. And yeah, and Grid Auto Sport supporting SLI, I'm gonna also demonstrate it, and I cannot wait to test with RTX 4090, RTX 3090, RTX 3090 Ti, which is Ampere GPU architecture, as well as ADA. So support me, guys. Smash that like button, as again, share it with your friends, subscribe, visit my sponsor. So we're gonna do it as fast as possible. As you can see, I'm wrapping up with Turing GPU architecture. The next GPU architecture probably will be the ADA, hopefully Titan ADA or RTX 4090 Ti. We're going to find out, but I'm waiting for the 48 gigabyte of video RAM GDDR6X, because this is exactly what I need. We can run any games without ray tracing capabilities, any games, 100% of them in 16K UHD, and most likely is going to be a playable, without the ray tracing, playable experience, not only benchable but playable experience on either GPU architecture. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and have a look. Let me bring everything we can bring to the table. So first of all, by the way, my CPU utilization, as you can see, not even 50% per every single core, so Gucci. We didn't bottleneck through the CPU core, CPU threads, but I disabled 2 physical cores, 2 physical threads, and hyperthreading technology, which is additional 8 logical threads, because for Intel 9000 series CPUs, 3 logical threads is equal 1 physical threads on Intel 9000 series, as again CPUs for this particular CPU series by Intel, and it's slow. Okay, so we want to utilize in PC games only physical cores, only physical threads when it comes to Intel 9000 series CPUs, and exactly what I did, and never reach even 50% of my 6-core overall CPU utilization, as you saw, but we increase frequencies per each core and external frequencies, so we deliver more instruction per on CPU, because we increase the frequencies, increase the impulsing that frequencies, okay, external frequencies per each core. So guys, I did the you don't want to miss my overclocking of the Intel 9000 series 9900K tutorial. Will be available over the UHDking.com before I'm going to retire this system. If you're building used computers, that's going to be the best video that you're going to do. The best way to build from the used parts. You're smart, go ahead and do it. You're not YouTuber, not pushing the innovation forward. You're Gucci. This is how I would do it. And you don't want to miss my Titan RTX and RTX 2080 Ti, completely Turing GPU architecture overclocking tutorials, where I'm going to show you how to squeeze the best, okay, over the, as again, UHDking.com YouTube channel. So those tests, guys, was done without the Nvidia Shadowplay recording. So I compared the Titan RTX video card to my CPU, but as again, CPU was running on 6 physical cores, 6 physical threads. Okay, so while this DDR4 is the fastest possible DDR4, first of all, below 45 nanoseconds, NS stands for the nanoseconds. throughout the video, we got the ms stands for milliseconds over here, and s stands for the nanoseconds. The low value is better, of course, so it's a latency delay between the CPU and system RAM, and in our case it was also a latency delay between the GPU and system RAM, okay, because the DirectX API can do that in PC games. And as you can see, bandwidth memory, which is system RAM, read, write, and copy is almost 50,000 megabytes per second, or 50 gigabytes at its peak, almost like a hair off. While the level 1 cache, level 2 cache, level 3 cache read, write, and copy bandwidth will increase if I'm going to increase 2 physical more cores in the BIOS and hyper-threading technology. However, the latency delay will be the same. We don't care about that crazy bandwidth anyways, because we didn't utilize our CPU to the full peak potential. So that's the reason why I disabled the 2 physical threads. But we increased the impulsing, so keep that in mind. So we increase per each core higher bandwidth, all right? But that bandwidth level 1 read, write, and copy will increase level 2 and level 3 cache, but latency will be the same even if I'm going to enable the 2 physical cores, 2 physical threads, and logical threads such as hyper-threading technology. And latency will be the same as well on this memory, which is system RAM. Keep that in mind. As again, DDR4 3200 megahertz, yes, you can do 5000 megahertz, but check it out, CL11 1T command, okay? Show me below 45 nanoseconds. I can run 3200 megahertz on this particular memory. It's a Corsair 5000, by the way, CL18, but unstable on this motherboard completely, and at that frequency. And I can bring to 42.7 nanoseconds to cut at 3300 megahertz CL11, but it's unstable. After 3 hours, I think it's overheating. I removed that extra fan on the memory, and I think maybe if I'm going to add it, but I remove it, I don't need to have the extra noise. Okay. Anyways, let me bring back the Titan RTX to stock. So you're going to see the pixel fill rate will lose 10 gigapixels per second. As again, this is the maximum what Turing GPU architecture can push. And I'm assuming this is like read and copy and write, just a raw pixels data without any processing of the instructions, without any shader processing, without any algorithm processing. Because as you saw, I was running 132.7 megapixels at the FPS above 10 FPS per second. That means that we were running, it was 13 FPS as average as our minimum. Remember that minimum as average at the maximum visuals. That means that we were running like 1.7 gigapixels per second, but we were doing the shader processing per each pixel, all the algorithms processing, and pretty much I think the Turing GPU architecture in PC games can be limited to 2 gigapixels per second, even in old school games, while doing the shader processing, all kind of algorithm processing per each pixel. While I think this is the result by the Nvidia driver that's pulling through the GPU-Z, while it's copying solid pixels without any processing into the GPU, we probably can do 179 gigapixels per second. But as again, this is with additional overclock, additional 10 gigapixels per second boost through the GPU overclock, and through the video RAM overclock structural fill rate, we receive 30 gigatexels per second additional boost. We're going to lose it. And additional bandwidth, 120 gigabytes per second, which is double, 2 times faster additional boost on the gigabytes per second bandwidth on our video RAM than our system RAM is capable to push, because it's again 48 gigabytes per second maximum on its peak. Alright, let me bring the Titan RTX, so hopefully it's gonna limit the noise. But as again, I'm using the CPU artificial intelligence noise removal for my mic, and it's only consumed like 1 FPS. It's better than GPU RTX voice, because RTX voice is using a lot of CUDA cores, like 10%, but as again, RTX voice does the better job, but it consumes the 10%, so it's not great for my benchmarks. That's why I'm using the CPU, because as again, I'm sitting in my computer lab, like 2 servers on my system, and it's noisy. Anyways, this is what's up, guys. As again, as you can see, single thread performance is very crucial when we're talking about the PC gaming, even in PC 2023, even when we're talking ray tracing, especially when we're talking Nvidia RTX technologies. Single thread performance, the higher instruction per core, instruction per thread it can pull is better when we're talking Nvidia RTX. I tested on Quake 2 RTX. Okay, it doesn't care about the cores, but it cares about instruction per thread. Multi-thread performance is valuable only when we're talking, like, let's say, let me actually to bring down, show you my actual results. When we're talking like 3D rendering, when every single thread utilizes 100%, the more threads you have, the better, and the better score ratio you have, the better. Okay, so for the Intel 9000 series, 6 cores, 6 threads only physical, delivering over 5.7 times is a great result. So let me go ahead and compare with the CPUs real quick. So check it out. This is my newer CPU, AMD Ryzen 9 5000 series, which is the flagship. When you advanced technologies over my 9000 series, and as you can see, I'm as fast as this CPU when it comes to single thread performance. That means that in PC games I'm going to deliver almost the same amount of the FPS, but as again, that CPU is running stock while my CPU is overclocked to the maximum potentials. Okay, of course, multi-thread performance is going to outperform us even if I'm going to enable all the 16 logical threads, but we're not talking about that. It's not about the PC games. It's like 3D rendering, like 3ds Max, 100% CPU threads, all the CPU threads, all the way to 128 CPU threads utilized. Blender, Cinema 4D, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking PC games, benchmark 16K video resolution rendered in real time, versus that can be rendered not in real time. Okay, AMD Ryzen, same technology CPU that my Intel 9000 series. I'm dominating over 100 points single thread performance, so I'm going to show much higher FPS. Keep that in mind. I'm just gonna go through the CPUs. Go ahead and smash the pause button to see if you're gonna see your CPU. Check it out, 12900K CPU from 2022, way faster than me, and I would say by 10%, while 13900K will be at least by 15% faster. And if I'm going to overclock 13900K CPU that I'm planning to do, I think I'm going to receive solid 20% of the FPS boost just through the CPU on the same video card such as Titan RTX, but we're going to bench it over the UHDking before I'm going to get rid of the Titan RTX. We're going to do it, guys, and with 13000 series CPU, and I'm hoping to bring that CPU to 6 gigahertz, okay, or even above than that. I think the performance boost will be solid 20% in terms of the FPS in PC games versus my maximum overclock 9900K, which will be amazing, guys, versus the 9000 series, that 13000 series when it's going to go above 6 gigahertz. This is what I'm assuming. Check it out. I'm dominating 10900K by about 40 points. So I'm going to show faster FPS and that much faster CPU from 2021. Overclock actually going to beat the next generation, but not 2 generation. Keep that in mind. But it's free, so why not to do it? Same CPU, as you can see, I'm dominating by 100 points, that CPU. This is pretty much, I have the 99K, this is KF without the GPU built-in and the CPU die. And I'm like 5500 as multi-thread performance, keep that in mind. Look at this, 8700K, great CPU, I'm dominating by 100 points almost. 7700K, also great CPU. I'm dominating way above 100 points. Beautiful CPU. I used to have this one as well, 2600K, overclock 4.2 gigahertz. And I used to have this one right here, Dale, Intel E8500. I also was running 4.2 gigahertz on this one. I switched to this one after the AMD was X2 dual cores. I switched to this one. It was amazing. Alright, guys, what else? Let me show you what kind of real quick kind of, so 5300 megahertz, 5.3 gigahertz, 6 cores, 6 threads, as you can see, 53 multiplier or 52 multiplier for the AVX2 instruction frequencies. So I also increased the AVX2 instruction frequencies. All right, so Intel 9000 series switching to AVX2 instruction frequencies a lot because that using the lower multiplier. Keep that in mind. I cannot keep it stable at 53 AVX2 instruction frequency stable, so I'm using 52 maximum stable, which is great. Only 100 megahertz. It's switching from 5.3 gigahertz to 5.2 gigahertz as external frequency, not bad. And this is the nature of the Intel 9000 series by the Intel driver and motherboard biases. Z390 motherboard, it was running 8x somehow, I'm not sure why. Maximum supporting 8x, but there is no difference in terms of the performance versus 16x. I'm going to test actually under 16K video resolution, but there is no such a performance difference in 4K video resolution, and I believe even in 8K video resolution, maximum maybe 2% in terms of the FPS. So DDR4, 4 sticks, 8 gigabytes, dual channel, which is 128-bit, but 50 gigabytes, which is, or 50,000 megabytes per second data bandwidth, below 45 nanoseconds. The fastest possible scenarios again. And 1600 megahertz times 2, 3200 megahertz, CL11 1T command. And just because 4 sticks, dual channel, that means that no matter how many single bank, dual bank, cheap or expensive memory, it's going to be always perform as the best in dual channel. And as again, I was using the Corsair 2500 megahertz times 2, 5000 megahertz. It's a CL18 though, but it's not Samsung B chips. That's why I believe it's not stable at 5000 megahertz. It's not stable above 3800 megahertz at all, guys, because it's using the Micron technology chips. Corsair told me it's going to be stable. They find out that I'm YouTube and they told me to keep the memory. I contacted their department, and so they told me it's a stable on MSI Carbon Extreme board Z390, but I have a doubt about it. We're gonna test it with Z690 board on the Intel 13000 series CPUs. I decided to go with DDR4 because I have all kind of different DDR4 memories, because there is no such a difference right now on Z690 or Z790 on 13000 series Intel CPUs, DDR4 or DDR5. I'm pretty sure when Intel will release brand new CPUs that are going to support actually DDR5, that are going to make any difference at frequencies like 8000, 9000 megahertz per DDR5 sticks. I'm pretty sure the chipset will be different, and then that's where I'm going to upgrade to DDR5. But right now I want to keep DDR4 and create additional content for you, because I have the Samsung B chips actually, Corsair memory DDR4 4400 megahertz that I never tested yet. It's sitting here in the box, purchased a long time ago, and it's CL16 4400 megahertz Samsung B. I want to test it versus this Micron, and I want to test it on Z690 with 13000 series Intel CPU that capable to go all the way to 5300 megahertz support on that motherboard. And we're going to find out if Corsair lied or not. But Corsair lied to me through the DDR1, DDR2, DDR3 technologies before, to their extreme maximum flagship memory, never supported no matter what kind of motherboard I was using. And I'm a professional overclocker since 1999, guys, keep that in mind. So I would say I have a doubt, but we're going to find out. But I know the Micron chipset on the memory doesn't, in terms of the DDR4, doesn't like the frequency. Samsung B likes the frequency, but Micron loves the latency, and I utilize that latency. CL11 1T command beautifully, as you can see. All right, so this is the graphics, Titan RTX stock. All right, guys, everything was featured to you. One second. Let me show you guys as again for those naysayers. Let me 1 second. As a reminder, zoom magnifier tool by Windows. As again, display settings, you want to make sure that your display settings, guys, over here, 15360 by 8640. If you're gonna zoom in to 1600% on the Windows magnifier zoom tool, in your 4K video resolution, everything will be huge and pixelated, okay? 100% scale, very crucial. 132.7 megapixels, which is width 15,260 pixels by 8,640 pixels on height, okay? Beautiful. And yeah, and as again, reminder, just because this is the world's first Grid2 PC game world record, world's first 16K UHD, 16K video resolution, I decided, guys, to go ahead and give you away the game on Steam as my UHDking gift. you know, I decided to do it because I'm pioneer. I'm showing you the 16K video resolution in this game. Hopefully you enjoy, and I want to pay back, guys. So go ahead and visit my sponsors. As you can see, I'm paying you back all the time. So I'm gonna pay you back even with PC hardware giveaways, not only the games and software. So Dirt Rally PC game for Steam to celebrate the Grid2 PC game in 16K video resolution, 15,360 by 8,640 pixels, or 132.7 megapixels per every single frame. But today we witnessed 1.7 gigapixels rendered per second overall of the amount of pixels per second as world record in this game, Dirt 2 PC game, ever uploaded to YouTube. And today is February 5th, 2023. But as again, this type of technology was available in the end of 2018. But unfortunately, I was busy with all kind of different games. But I'm going to do them all, guys, on Turing. I'm going to set the first point of data, the first vertex towards the 16K video resolution vector direction as first YouTuber over the UHDking.com or over the 15,360 times 8,640.com website, or over the iPlay16k.com that you don't want to miss. And yeah, this is my gift for you guys. So this is for Steam. This is to the first activator. Please let me know who you are, okay, in the comments below, so people are not going to activate it again and not gonna get pissed. If you activate it, smash that like button. Let me know. I play 4K or UHDking. I activated. Do not state your first and last name. Activated. Thank you so much. Subscribe and share it with your friends. And this is the code, guys. This is the code that you gotta use under the Steam game client to activate the full prepaid legal game for you. Okay. This is going to be Dirt Rally PC game. This is going to be much better PC game than this one. With a little bit better even visuals, but it's going to be just a rally, also based on Eagle game engine, and it's going to be amazing. It just was released after this game. The visuals will be actually in this game. I think the visuals much better than in Dirt Rally, but Dirt Rally landscape visuals will be better. But in terms of the 3D model, 3D car, pretty much this game actually, Grid 2 PC game, has much better than Dirt Rally. But Dirt Rally is amazing. Dirt Rally 2 is amazing. I'm going to review Dirt Rally 2, all the guys, Codemasters, all the Eagle game engines, F1, Grid, Dirt, over the UHDking in 4K, 8K, 10K, 12K, and 16K video resolution. So go ahead and check it out. It's going to be great if you're into the PC racing games, into the video racing games. Over the UHDking, you're gonna see the maximum visuals, the maximum gaming. Alright, guys. By the way, in the background, this is my system. It's water cooled on the CPU by the Corsair H150i Pro, 360mm radiator, and three 120mm Corsair fans. On top of it, 200mm Cooler Master fan, as you can see. This is how I was rocking. Single Titan RTX video card. Secondary Titan RTX is removed to avoid any hot air pocket. It is installed in my rendering firm. Okay, but I'm about to install the secondary Titan RTX and SLI through the NVLink bridge, and we're going to test it, guys. I'm about to wrap it up before we're going to switch to ADA. I believe that Titan ADA with 48GB of video RAM will be released by the Nvidia in the end of March, in the April 2023, or it's going to be RTX 4090 Ti video card, but it's going to feature the full Nvidia 80-102 GPU with over 18 CUDA cores, and it's going to be a monster. It's going to be a solid, guys. It's going to have more CUDA cores than you can have 4 divided by 3 aspect ratio, which, by the way, the maximum aspect ratio in terms of the width, in terms of the pixels supported in real time 3D rendering abilities through any open source or commercial API. And actually, let me demonstrate it to you why I think so. Let me open up the 1 second, guys. I have the EDA 64 Business Edition. Let me open up that one. I gave you a lot of licenses. I'm not sure this software is registered, but they showing me the banner that it's not registered. Anyways, check it out. So why 16K video resolution? This is, by the way, the information about my system. Why 16K video resolution is the maximum supported resolution. This is what's up. Okay, let me show it to you guys. SLI is ready but not enabled because the secondary video card is not installed. Let me actually show it to you. Here we go. So we're gonna go CUDA rendering API. Check it out. 16K video resolution, maximum 3D texture size, XYZ, so 3D surface. And it's called 3D surface under CUDA rendering API, not 3D world, but 3D surface as that 3D scene. You render as 3D surface. XYZ 16K video resolution, but texture can be 32K resolution, but there is no 32K XYZ, alright? So Direct 3D, the same deal. I'm going to show it to you under different tab. OpenCL, the same deal. 16K video resolution XYZ, 3D image size, same as CUDA, same as Direct API, DirectX API by Microsoft, same as Vulkan, but you can run the 32K resolution as a texture, as you can see, alright? So Vulkan, same deal, guys. 16K video resolution, 3D image size, maximum XYZ, file 32K resolution as to the image size, and same deal, same deal, same deal. All right. What else? Yeah, let me show you. DirectX API, guys, same deal over here as well. 16K video resolution, maximum texture size, not even 32K, but I believe the DirectX 12 API can be 32K, just like Vulkan and CUDA and OpenGL, but it's supported under Windows 11 operating system. But as again, the ADA 64 business, which is much better than Extreme, by the way, much better than Engineer, they screw up with the naming. Extreme should be the best because they claiming this one supports 2048 CPU threads that you can bench. That's why I'm going to use this versus the Extreme. Extreme is limited to 1024 CPU threads. So we're going to bench it in the future, all kind of different CPUs. By the way, I'm developing my own UHDking ray tracing CPU benchmark. It's going to be amazing, guys, software. Go ahead and check out. As again, I did tutorials. I'm using the AI, ChatGPT. I'm going to make the transparent development processes. It's going to be available in tutorials over the UHDking.com. Go ahead and check it out. You're going to learn a lot. As a gamer, 3D render, 3D animator, 3D modeler, graphics designer, software developer, game developer, PC enthusiast, PC overclocker, a lot of information. So as you can see, the IDA pretty much pulling the information out of DirectX 11 API because the desktop right now, okay? But DirectX 12 API supported in PC games. You don't need to have Windows 11 to be able to do that, okay? But the desktop doesn't support DirectX 12 under the Windows 10 Professional. And today I'm using the DirectX 11 API as Windows 10 Professional as desktop, because the desktop is rendered also as DirectX 11 API, so 3D surface. It's not using the 2D classes any longer under Windows 10 and under Windows 11. So 16K video resolution, everything was mentioned to you guys. So everything what you need to know was mentioned to you, and pretty much this video was unbelievable. Hopefully you love it. Don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy is invested. As again, my name is UHDking, aka I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K. Have a good morning, good day, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Check out the video comments. Let me know if you activated the game. Check out the video comments for related videos towards the topic in 16K video resolution, 8K video resolution on the same system or on the different systems in the future. I'm going to add additional information that you don't want to miss. And yeah, smash that like button, and I will see you guys till the next videos.